Good morning, good afternoon, wherever part of the world you're at. It is 12 noon Eastern. Take action, persistent, consistent action. This is Diane Klein, and I'm on here with the online entrepreneurs. And what we do is we meet every single day from Monday through Thursday, and we mastermind about our business, our life, the books we read. And right now we're reading the book by Jack Canfield, Success Principles. And today we're going to be talking about take action, principle 13. And he's talking about taking action. You've already gone through all of this. You've written down your goals. You have your plan set out. Now it's time to actually get down to the nitty-gritty and take action. Nothing is going to happen unless you start taking the action. And actually, the quote that I put on my Facebook was Tony Robbins. I'm just going to read it here to you guys. The path to success is to take massive, determined action, by Tony Robbins. And that's the idea, folks. The idea is that you have to take action. If you don't take action, then nothing's going to happen. So things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Abraham Lincoln. There you go. I'd like to introduce my panel today. I have Jody Maley with me. She's from beautiful BC, Canada as well. And by the way, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Diane Klein, and I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada as well. And then we have Maria. And you know what, Maria? I don't know where you're from. Where you're from?
I was born and raised in Bolivia, South America, and I've been living in the U.S. these past 6 years.
Awesome.
So I live in Reno, Nevada now.
Awesome. Well, it's definitely great to have you. I know you're fairly new. You've been with us a couple of weeks, and you've really stepped out here and been part of us, and we're so glad that you are. For all of you out there who are listening, we'd like to invite you to join us to Mastermind today. We will be checking back on the questions and the box, so if you have anything while we're talking and you want to join us in our conversation, then we'll definitely check back with you and check the questions and talk to you. We'd like you to come and engage with us because we want to hear what you think about all of this stuff. And also we have a Facebook, we have a blog on the Fearless Online Entrepreneur, so we'd love to invite you to that as well. So let's just get started here. We are on principle 13. Maybe I'll read the very first part and then we'll start talking about what it's all about to take action. We're in principle 13, page 98 in the books, Success Principles. So the world doesn't pay you for what you know, it pays you for what you do. There's an enduring axiom, whatever that means, of success that says the universe rewards action. Yet, as simple and as true as this principle is, it's surprising how many people get bogged down in analyzing, planning, and organizing when what they really need to do is take action. When you take action, you trigger all kinds of things that will inevitably carry you to success. And that is so true. I find that for myself. I mean, I've gone through quite a few businesses online, and when I say gone through, it means that I didn't actually have the success. And I'm not going to sit here and say the business didn't work. That's not true, because there were so many people successful with that business. It's just that I wasn't ready for doing that business. I didn't know how to take the action that I needed to take to get to my success. So it's all a process, and we've been talking here about this process the last, since we've been reading this book. We've just restarted reading this book. We're now on Principle 13. And what Jack Canfield is talking on every single day in these chapters is this process to get to your success. So if we take these actions, or if we take these principles and we take action on them, then we will get our success. But if we just read them and leave them and analyze them and plan and organize, then nothing is going to happen. We actually have to take the action, step out of our comfort zone, and start doing something for or towards those goals and dreams in order for us to accomplish them. Would you like to step out and talk about what we're talking about today?
Yeah, sure, Diane, I will. Sorry, my computer's been going off, coming back in and out. So, um, you know, like you said, we have been learning certain things about how to set goals and writing them down and, authentically either saying them out loud to ourselves every day or while you're reading or kind of whichever way you want to motivate yourself towards your goals. And of course, today we're talking about taking massive action. And you have to play with this a little bit, okay? Because you have to find what kind of action is suited to you. I know that Diane and I, were actually accountability partners with our business. So I know that for the last couple of weeks, we've both been working on setting our 90-day action and a plan and how are we going to accomplish that. And last week, you know what? I just bombed with it. I'm going to be open and honest. I didn't follow a single thing, and I had it all to the time, to this, to that. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not accomplishing it this way, so I actually took everything off my whiteboard and just redid it a lot more simple, so that I just have some simple tasks put on there that I want to do every single day. And Diane will probably share her part of this, but she's been the opposite. She had to make a list more specific to help her out, and that's her goals for this week. So when you have, that's my little bit here, have someone that you can share your goals with and who you can talk to about them, and that in itself is taking an action forward, okay? Sharing your goals with someone and being accountable for someone. It's actually even more than being accountable to that someone, it's being more accountable for yourself. Because when you've done that action of telling someone else, you're affirming to yourself that you're going to do it as well.
Absolutely, Jody. And yes, I will step out here and I will also share. For me, I actually had to schedule it around my day and say, okay, this is the time I take my kids to school. This is the time. I wrote everything down because I was sitting here and thinking about what worked for me in the past. And when I was at a job, what did we do? How did we accomplish what we needed to accomplish? And I remember every single job that I was at, every single workplace that I was at, we had a schedule and it was time frame. It was all within the time frame. And I thought, I think my mind is still thinking that way. So why don't I make my at home business the same way? Why don't I incorporate when my lunch hour is going to be, when I'm picking up the kids, when I'm taking them back, and just put some activities in place for the time that I'm actually going to do some focused work. And that has really helped me. And this week is my big plan to stick with it. So you guys can all keep me accountable for that. You heard it live. I'm telling you live that I will stick with my plan this week.
Yeah.
But it's a process. You don't bog yourself down and don't be upset if you don't, but just keep going. The key here, folks, is not to give up. You might not get it the first time, but just keep at it, and eventually it's going to be a habit. It's the same as starting an exercise program. It's the same as trying to lose weight or going for a walk every single day. Maybe you'll miss a day here and there at first, but eventually it's going to become a habit, and that's what you're going to stick with.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, for myself, it didn't work with the scheduling, so I'm going to be sticking to it this week too and just seeing how that works better for me, that this is my list of tasks. They're done, cross them off my list, and then start again tomorrow. So I'm the type of person that I work better with, this is what I need to get done, so I'll finish it really quickly so I can just not be near my computer for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and some of us are visual, and some of us learn in different ways. And if you're that person that needs to sit down and take a red marker and check mark it off, so be it. Yeah. Figure out what it is that helps you and just work with that process. Did you want to share anything, Eugenia?
Yeah. I think that it's very important, as you said, to have an accountability person, because when you know that you have to talk with somebody else, you push yourself a little bit more to be accountable for whatever you said you would do. That was one of the things that I lack, because I don't have an accountability partner. per se. But just the fact that ever since the day that I joined you, I started being more organized, just hearing to you, hearing what you are sharing with everybody helped me to get more organized. I am starting to organize my time and my schedule now that the girls are at school, so I can be working in a more organized fashion. I feel more at peace. I'm not feeling so anguished that I haven't done this, I haven't done that, because I'm sticking to my plan. And as you said, I'm writing the things that I need to do for each day. I haven't been able to accomplish everything that I wanted because I've been having computer issues, but I feel I'm getting there. And it's a matter of getting into a good habit of saying, okay, this is like going to a job, and I will work from 8:30 in the morning to 12:30. I will have a little break, and then from 1:30, like 3:30, that the girls are back where I have to be doing their errands and they're running around. That will be my working schedule, and a little bit at night. And I am trying also to incorporate a little bit of reading, a little bit of nurturing myself with all these readings. I wasn't reading for a long while because I didn't have the time. Honestly, there are times that it's really hectic driving around the girls. I'm a single mom, and I wish the day would have 36 hours. But just organizing myself in the mornings to work the things that I need to do, it's helping me to read at least 10 minutes at night. And that's a huge thing for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great point you brought up there, Eugenia, and I'd like to encourage everybody out there, make a plan to do the 30-30-30 because it has helped me so much. If you take 30 minutes a day to do some reading, 30 minutes a day to listening to something that will help your mind to grow, and for 30 days straight, you will have the habit. And you will feel lost if you don't do it, and that's how you will try and remember. And that's what we need to do is we need to feed our mind and we need to grow in order for us to share, right? So if we don't read and if we don't keep ourselves up to date with what we're doing, then how are we going to help our team and how are we going to help the people that who are following us or who we are influencing? I just like how he was talking here in the book about these. He was talking about this, how gold medalists go out there and they keep practicing and they keep doing what they need to do every single day, and they have rhythm. It's not like these gold medalists that we hear about when the games are on, who stand up on the podium accepting the medals. We have no idea how much hard work they've been putting into it, and that's the same for all of us. If we want to accomplish our success and we want to get where we want to go, we're going to have to take some action. We're going to have to do the practices, we're going to have to keep going at what we're doing, and we're going to have to focus on our goals and our dreams and get to where we need to go. Yeah. And then he goes on here to talk about how successful people have a bias for action. I'm just going to read the very first part here because I liked it. Most successful people I know have a low tolerance for excessive planning and talking about it. They are antsy to get going. So I just thought about how, it's so true, because once you have your plan of action in place and once you start going at it and you see those goals and you're like, oh, I want to get there, or if you tell yourself your goals every single day, like Jody's been saying, listening to it or telling yourself or reading it to yourself, then it's amazing how something inside of you happens and you just want to get going. Let's get this going. What do I do to get what I need to do? What do I do to get this team? What do I do to get these people to sign up for my business? Where do I have to go right now? What do I need to do? So you get kind of antsy. Does anybody else want to chime in and share with that?
Yeah, for sure. See, I'm in and out. This is my third time and I'm not quitting. You know what? That is so true. There's always that point of, and I know that I can be like this. If I get stumbled on just one little thing, I have a tendency to quit the whole thing entirely just because I've stumbled or got stuck on one little thing. So for those who are listening, and if you have any questions about this, you know, the way to get unstuck is to take action on it. There's no other way to say it. You can be doing all the planning in the world. You could have all the good intentions of writing stuff down, but you have to take a little bit of inspired action every day. And one of my inspired actions that I actually read while I'm doing my yoga is that I am moving forward today in light and in energy and letting my spirit guide me to those who I need to help. And every leader will tell you a huge, huge part of taking action is to take action on who you are being. Okay? Yes, you're going to have your daily tasks for your business, and for us, it's like listing items on eBay and getting plugged in to the trainings that we have. But if we don't actually put ourselves forward in the trainings that we're doing, or we're not listing items, we're not going to make any money. And not even just money, but I think maybe a little bit more self-esteem, because Diane and I had decided, and Rachel on our group here, we decided that we're going to follow 3 people who are in our line of work and are very successful, and we're going to follow what they do. So that's another big clue for you guys. If you don't know where to start, and it just seems that this is a little bit of a process that you're going, what? I don't really get it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, you just need to follow someone who the cart that they're driving is a similar cart that you want to be on, and learn to see what they're doing. How are they getting their horses to move forward, or are they in a car, and what's the road trip? Where's your destination? And a lot of times, a lot of leaders are more than willing to stop on their journey, let you come in on board with the vehicle that they're driving so that they can help you. And then as a leader, what eventually happens from there is that we'll let you guys get off too and find your own vehicle to drive. So that's part of the process of it, is finding someone who you can follow so that you can learn to drive on your own, and then you bring people in who you can mentor too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jody. And I'll jump right on, piggyback on that. And if you take the action to do what you need to do, you're going to learn and grow as you go, right? And if you just sit there and you think about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, you kind of get bogged down, and that's where procrastination kind of sets in, and it kind of holds you back.
Yeah.
But if you take the action, something just happens and you just start getting to going. I love what Keisha Bass always says, take imperfect action. So what? I did it this morning. I did my first, I just got a new iPhone this weekend, and I did my first video on it. Okay, let's just do this, I mean, why sit there and worry about how is the video going to look? Let's just do it and figure out how it's going to do. And I'm going to share this publicly, but my husband always says, you're just not technically inclined. It's going to take you forever to learn how to use iPhone. But you know what? I'm pretty much on top of it. I did Instagram, I've done my Twitter, I've done my Facebook on here. I've even posted on my wall with it. So it's all about taking action, and once you start doing stuff, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget it.
Yeah.
So that's just what I...
I think that the most exciting thing with what we're doing too, because all of us here on the panel are moms, and we have kids who are looking up to us and stuff like that. And I love that you said with the iPhone, because I know that you were like, I gotta get this. And my daughter, who's 13, has actually been bugging us for an iPad, the iPad Mini. And so she's been saving and stuff, and she had a birthday. Then of course, she put that on her birthday cards, send outs like, I'm interested that this is what I'm trying to get. So gifts are fine or whatever, or no gifts, or money is what she put. And but it's been a bit of a struggle for her, because every time she's been counting her money, she's like, oh, I'm short. And so then she would just kind of give up for a day or two and go to the dollar store with her friends and blow, $5, $10, $15 at a time. And then finally this week, she was just determined, like, I want this. And thank goodness for grandmas. That's all I can say. Because my mom jumped on board with what she wanted, and she was like $80 or $90 short. I don't know what it was, but they've come on sale at Walmart this week. So my mom just phoned her up and said, "Tell Elizabeth I'm picking her up." And I didn't have the extra cash for that this week, so I'm like, no, it's not going to come from me. And so she was pretty excited that last night we went over to Walmart and we got her iPad mini. And she actually has a bit of a learning disorder, so she actually needs this for school as well. So it's kind of a double blessing, and I'm proud of her for, getting most of the money herself. She had over 220 was her own money, and super proud of her for doing that. And that's what happens when you tell your kids, okay, this is what you want. How are you going to go about getting it? And it's the same thing in our business. When we have new signups, they ask us all these questions and stuff. And really, the training really does tell them everything to do. And that's kind of it. Just take some inspired action with it. And the very first thing that we want people to do is, list some stuff on eBay, make some money.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And what Jody was sharing there is awesome. I'm so proud of your daughter. But it's also about intentions. Your daughter had the intention of getting that mini iPad. And for myself, too, I had written it down. In fact, actually, last week I took it down and I thought, this iPhone isn't actually that important. I think there's more important things. And I took the note down. But you know what? My BlackBerry has just been bugging me so much, and my husband on Saturday is like, let's just do this already. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. And we got it for $50 because we joined a family plan, and I'm like, I was expecting like easily over $200 to pay out. And then we go there, and they had a special on because this 5S just came out, so they had the special on. So who knew? Who knew I could do it for that cheap, and who knew that it's all going to go so smoothly? Because I had the intention written down. So that's a good lesson for all of you out there too. It's write down what you want. It doesn't matter what it is. Just write it down because your subconscious mind works towards that then.
Yeah. One of the books, oh, go ahead, Maria.
No, I just wanted to piggyback on what both of you said, that once you set the intention and you put the action, it seems like everything starts coming together. And Jody, I'm so glad and happy for you that you gave the power to your kid to take the decision. And we are giving our kids the empowerment for them to make things happen in their own lives. Because as I told one of my kids the other day, I gave you life, but I cannot live your life. You have to live your life, and you have to make things happen. And my daughter did really well on the first tryout. And she's been working really hard, and I said, if you really want to make it to the team, you really have to work. So we set the schedule. I've been supporting her, driving her at all the trainings that she needed to cope. But she's the one that even put the money for that. They have been saving. Every time they do their chores, they get paid. And Valentina always have bigger dreams. And she said, I'm saving all my money for a trip. I want to go on a trip, and I will save for special things. And that's what she did. She helped me pay for all the training courses that she's been taking. And the coach approached her, and he said, it's amazing how much you have done in a month. She did in a month what other kids have been doing in years. Mm-hmm. And then he went ahead and he said, he asked her, what would you do if I put you on the team? And her answer was straightforward to the point, and she said, whatever it takes.
And what team? What's that with?
This is for the volleyball team at school.
Okay,
yeah, excellent. It's very competitive and really hard to get in. And then that's what we have to think in our business, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
be patient with myself. I will put whatever it takes to solve all the fears. And I tend to get hung up with technical issues. And whenever it's
Me
something
too.
technical that I have to do in my mind, I keep thinking, I cannot do it. It's
Yeah.
so hard. I don't know how to download this because I always do it the wrong way. But eventually, like the second or third time, you get it right.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
be afraid. Step up and
And
step up beyond your comfort zone, and you will make it.
exactly. And you know how so many people, I mean, I'm just like you too. I have in the past gotten myself hung up on all the little things, and I'm with another coaching group, a group of ladies that we meet every Tuesday afternoon. And yeah, that was something that came up consistently for me, is that I let the little things hang me up to the big goal, because and it all comes back to who you're being. Okay, there's an excellent book. This is one that I've been reading lately. It's just a small little book. This is by Dr. Wayne Dyer, The 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace, because everything that I've been watching and reading lately in the last couple of weeks, and this has hit both me and Diane right in the heart there, is that leadership requires you to know who you are and to excel yourself. Okay? Nobody wants to follow someone who doesn't even know where they're going, right? It's like the blind leading the blind. Why would you even do that? And we have to work on ourselves every day. And I remember years ago when I was actually training ladies in a home party business, it was with candles and stuff. I spent probably the first 4 hours of training them, not about the product, not about how to do a show, but I spent a lot of time training them on what specifically are your goals and how many shows do you have to do to get there, and how many sales at a show do you have to do to get there, and then how many bookings do you have to do. So the game plan, and this is what we've been sharing in the last couple of weeks, the game plan is this. Look at the big goal. What is it you want to accomplish? And then bite-size it backwards, okay? So if you want, it's really easy in our business to say, hey, I like to make 10 grand this month on eBay, for example, because that's one of the businesses that we're all with. Well, okay, if you want to make 10,000 a month, what's your selling limits? Because if you only have a selling limit of $500 or $1,000, you are not going to reach that $10,000 mark. So what you need to focus on is how many sales do you need to be a power seller, and reach for that first goal. And then that money will come, okay? You'll eventually get higher listings, more listings, and more money that you can list. And then you're going to want to branch out in different areas, right? So always keep that end goal in mind. Work on yourself first, and then everything else just seems so much easy. And when I was able to do that and really learn that, I don't know. It's just like Diane and I were, we've both had over 20 new members join our team in the last couple of months, and we both were just texting each other like, wow, because what were we doing? We got ourselves involved in what the leadership was doing. We followed what they were doing, and we made our own goals, okay? And we've been taking inspired action. And when we were in that mindset, things just flowed so much easier. And when you take care of the little things, you're like eating that big elephant, okay? Takes one bite at a time to eat the elephant, but you have to start taking a bite,
absolutely. Wow, Jody, that was awesome. And for all of you listening out there, take that first little step. Take the action. That's what we're talking about today. And the last part of this, actually, the ladies have just here covered, and it's talking about failing forward. Don't be scared to fail. It's okay to fail, because you know what? I would say in the last 6 months, I have just gone ahead and did stuff, and I failed and kept going, and I have grown so much. And it's like, you know what? I have never been where I am at in my business or in my life
And,
because I decided to not be afraid. Go ahead, Jody.
and how many times, Diane, have we each texted each other, oops, I shouldn't
Yeah,
have done this? A lot.
absolutely. And you know what? It's been an incredible journey for me. I'm so blessed to have you for a partner, Jody. I love it. And Eugenia, you too. I think this group, Fearless Online Entrepreneur, has helped us all so much. And I'm
Yeah.
just so grateful for it. Um, we have come up to the hour here, guys, ladies. I guess time flies as we're having fun. But I just want to say to those people listening, you know, it's so important to take action. I have been, if you're somebody who's sitting on the sidelines and thinking, oh, I can't do this, or like Eugenia was mentioning, the technical part of it, you know, it's not as hard as we think it is. Just keep at it. And it doesn't matter if you fail a few times. We all did it. Every single successful person out there, every single book I read about these successful people who are million and billionaires, they've all failed. They're all telling us, don't be afraid to fail, just learn from them. So why not you? Why not you? You deserve it. We all deserve our success. So just take the action and step out there and do what you need to do to get where you need to go. And Jody just shared with us how you can start with taking those bite-sized pieces. Keep the end in mind and break it down to where it's accomplishable for daily basis. That's what we're doing. That's what you can do as well. Did anybody else want to share one last thing before we close out, ladies?
Nope.
I'm good.
Okay. So if you have any questions, I don't see any questions on the board here, but if you did have a questions, you can just leave them on our blog for us. We will get back to you. We do personally answer back to every single person who asks a question on there. And leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about this hangout. Let us know how we're doing. And tell us what you need. Is there something that you need inspiring or encouraging with? We're here for you. We would love to give you, you know, there's so many people out there that just come out and they're fake. There's so many in our industry that are fake. We're not that. We want to give value. We're here to give value to people. I'm sure as we're talking on these hangouts, you can feel it that we are for real. We are all stay-home moms. We are pretty open about everything that happens. We tell you our mistakes. So you know what? If you're one who needs something, or if you're somebody who are stuck with something, let us know. We'd love to help you. So with that being said, take some action today. Make a list of what you need to do and take those little bite-sized pieces and just get going and fail forward. We will see you tomorrow here at the same time. We have changed from the summer hours to 12 Eastern noon. So we'll just keep reminding you all this week about that so that you can come join us at 12 Eastern noon from Monday through Thursday. Okay, that's it for now. We will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day.